it's a great community because especially these days with the with the financial advice market really moving to that massive value add for clients and away from historically where it had been. There's a lot of really great sort of young advisors, and that sense of community is really there. So everyone's facing the same challenges in their businesses, and how do you work with clients? What do you do in your business? And working together and learning from each other. That's definitely, you can sort of hang out with your friends and you build great relationships with people, and you're still at work and you're still learning and building. So I think that's great.
It's that same community as well that's sort of with the younger advisors in particular, that's sort of fighting the negative stigma about financial advisors because of the few that have made it to the press for all the wrong reasons. So it's exciting, being part of that movement where we're changing all of that around, and it's all about trust and relationships, and we are doing right by our clients. So it's a great thing to be part of. Well, I think the exciting thing in the next 10 to 20 years is all this new Robo-Advice that's come out. It's about automated systems that help financial advisors give advice to some of our clients, but as much as this new technology helps the process, it's not going to replace financial advisors altogether, and that's the most exciting part, because you couldn't trust a computer solely with your finances. So the need for having someone there to bounce ideas off and to really understand what does money mean to me and how do I make the right decisions to achieve my goals will always be there. So there'll always be such a huge need for financial advisors.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think the next 10 or 20 years advice is going to look very different to how it looks now. With computing power increasing and this robo-advice that they're talking about, I think it's a real opportunity for good advisors, because it means that the low value advice in choosing investments or the right sort of super fund or insurance, that work can be done by a computer, and advisors can then focus on the relationships and working with clients. So it means that the advisor just has to know which buttons to push in the machine, but then to how to make the clients aware of things that they need to think about and what questions to ask as well.
It's about the meaning of where you want to go. So each financial decision is leading you towards a path. So it's not just about accumulating assets from left and right. It's about how do I use those assets to get me to my final goal.
And you don't know what you don't know, right?
Absolutely.
So you can look at an insurance policy on the internet, but
yeah.
Would you think that clients, when they come into your office, especially a new client, that they know what they need to know? Do you know what I mean? In terms of you identifying gaps, is that something because I know we find it in our business, is that something that you...
Absolutely. How does a client know how to compare insurance policies in terms of the rating? So if you're going purely based on the premium and just looking at the finances, what happens when you want to actually claim and you find out that there's so many stipulations in there, which means you can't. So it's absolutely a value add in terms of finding out the meaning behind things versus just looking at purely the numbers.
Yeah, definitely. And I think even in terms of tax planning and different strategies, it's all well and good. You can't just Google on the internet how to get the most out of my situation, and the internet will tell you, the right answer for you. So that's where the advisor can really help in terms of giving you what you should be thinking about as well. And just going back to what you said around insurance policies, well, yes, you can compare, but these sorts of things are so complex that I don't know. We've got, very expensive and complicated software that we use for our clients, and we still need to have a pretty detailed knowledge to know what sort of questions to ask of the machine. So I think it would be very difficult for somebody just Googling around to be getting right themselves. So I think, in our business, we work pretty much exclusively with young people, and, sometimes they don't need heaps of ongoing help, but it's just give them the sorts of things that they should be thinking about, and then set them some goals and for a time that they can check back in. And I think that's pretty valuable at any life stage, whether you're just starting out or further along in the journey. So I don't think that you can replace the role of an advisor with technology and particularly the internet.
Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you agree that financial planning could be a great career for you. If you want more information, follow us on Facebook or follow Grad Mentor Student on LinkedIn.